Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another installment of Aerobility TV. I hope you're well. I'm filming from home today for the first time. Not feeling so good, but hoping this doesn't turn out like Theresa May at the Tory Party conference a couple of years ago. A quick shout out to Sound Boutique for that incredible theme tune there. I just love it, and I hope you do too. So thank you very much to them for supporting Aerobility TV. Now, today on this program, we have something quite special. We got a couple of big announcements for you in this special program. And it is my pleasure to bring onto the show someone who stayed in the background mainly, but is a real driving force for Aerobility and what we do. And this is, of course, Marcus O'Shea. Hi, Marcus, how are you?
Hi, Harvey. I'm well, thank you. Glad to hear you're all right, mate. How's the chest? Is it getting any better?
It's getting slightly better day by day, but getting a bit sick of home. But there we are, needs must.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about where you are, because you're in the Aerobility hangar, aren't you?
I am. I'm sitting in the Aerobility hangar, and behind me is an aircraft that some of our volunteers are constructing. And when it's finished, it will become the first ever aircraft built by a disabled team and flown by a disabled team. And we're quite excited about this project. It will become part of the Aerobility fleet and it will be used to instruct other disabled flyers. So it's an exciting project. It's being built one rivet at a time.
That's it. And it is very exciting. For me, it's so much more than just an aeroplane, because it is going to be very cost effective, which makes it great for our building. So we could in future see a few more disabled commercial pilots. How good would that be?
I think it would be amazing. And in fact, I think that would be a true representation of the name of the project, which is called Build a Dream. So if we can do that, I think it would be fantastic.
Oh, it would be fantastic, and another string to Aerobility's bow, I'm sure. So, yeah. Marcus, is this your first appearance on Aerobility video full stop?
Yes, it is, Harvey. I have been resisting, despite your very pleasant and persistent approaches to get involved, but I feel like we've got a few bits to talk about today, so it felt like the right time. Yes, it is my first visit.
Yeah, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you. Just explain to the viewers a bit about what you do at Aerobility and how you came to know Aerobility.
Well, coming to know Aerobility, I think it's a bit like everybody else. You have half an hour with Mike Miller-Smith and a coffee just to chat about the organisation. You leave wondering how on earth you can help. And that very much happened with me. And now I'm working with Mike and the team here to generate income so that we can keep funding disabled flying and everything that involves. That means getting our marketing right, getting our communications and social media right, telling the world who we are and what we do, so that they feel inspired to fund our work in support of disabled flying. That's it in a nutshell.
And you're doing a fantastic job with that, so thank you very much. So you've got a couple of big announcements for us today. Some of them have been spoken about before. So I think first we've got the amazing Aerobility lottery to talk about.
Yeah, this is quite incredible, actually. So thanks to the generosity of Triumph Motorcycles, We have got a Triumph Bonneville Hinckley Spitfire motorbike as a prize in an Aerobility raffle. This is an exclusive, one-off, never to be made again. And better than that, that prize is combined with a flight in a Spitfire at Duxford Airfield. Now, what's particularly special is Triumph don't usually custom build any bikes. So for them to do that in the first place is extraordinary. But this bike includes original parts from the Spitfire aircraft. So it's two great feats of British engineering in one amazing lottery package. So it's £20 for a ticket. Anybody can get involved. The lottery is going to run for a year until November 2021. But get your tickets now on the Aerobility website. And good luck. I mean, I would love to get involved, but I'm not sure rules and regs let staff get involved.
Yeah, it is absolutely fantastic. And I'm not a bike sort of guy, but that is a beautiful bit of engineering.
It's a lovely bit of engineering, and it's got some real history around it as well. I mean, we can trace back a lot of the history around the aircraft parts and the aircraft that they were in, and the history of that aircraft. We've got some of that information that we'll be releasing soon. And of course, you know, the workmanship of Triumph is something. I'm going to see a bit here. Actually, let's have a look at this.
Fantastic. And I won't ruin your announcement coming up about the aeroplane that the parts came from. But it is a real Spitfire, built in 1944 and did see some active service in lots of places, even Germany. So it's the real thing. And as you say,
It's the real thing. It's unique. It won't be done again. It can't be done again.
Yeah. Yeah, so a one-off. Brilliant, and well done on all your hard work on that. The second one is something a little bit different. It's the Aviators Ball, which we run every year in November, usually at Heathrow Airport, but unfortunately due to the current situation, that can't happen. So what are the plans now?
Well, yeah, like you say, every year we have the Aviators Ball. It's a really important event for Aerobility in so many ways. Obviously, it brings the aviation community together. We get to tell our story, and we get to show what we've done over the last year in sport disabled flying, all the people that we've helped, and the change that we've made to people's lives. We can't do that this year in the way that we normally do. We can't go to a big hotel. We can't get 400 people into a room. So we're going to have the Aviators Ball at home. On the 28th of November, we want everybody that knows and supports Aerobility to have an aviation-themed dinner at home. Invite friends, invite family. You've got to stick with the government regulations. If the rule of 6 is still in force on November the 28th, then that'll be the rule. But if they change, please work with those. But the idea is have a dinner, invite some guests. We will be able to provide you with some entertainment online that you can play as part of your evening's entertainment for your guests. We'll be asking you to fundraise. And of course, we'll also have the Aerobility Grand Auction, which will bring some unbelievable prizes to make them available to anybody that wants to participate in the auction. We can't tell you what they are now, that will be spoiling the release. But in mid-October, we'll be making our announcements. So 28th of November, have a dinner at home, give it an aviation theme, and think of Aerobility. We'll give you everything else you need.
I mean, in some ways, for me, this sums up 2020 for Aerobility because you're now having a dinner at home with some of your closest friends, and it is all about community and overcoming obstacles.
I think that's very true, and I think it's also a story of adaptation. We're an organisation that takes people into the skies in aircraft. We haven't been able to do that. So we have created virtual airability as well. You can see that on our website, and this is where we have brought the aviation community together again in sport disabled flying, but this time in the form of providing interviews, quizzes, inspirability talks. Um, we've done so much this year that we can still be very proud of, even if we haven't been able to take the skies as much as we normally would. So I hope everybody gets involved on 28th of November. I hope they tune into our broadcast and we'll get to tell the story again, even if it's a different one this year.
Well, I'm certain that they will. And this year, there is a lot to be proud of. We've got the armchair airshare and virtual responsibility, virtual airability. But we've also got the community. I think the airability community is perhaps stronger than ever.
I would say so, Harvey. You see it every day. I would say this year will be marked and remembered for the acts of kindness and support that this community has given to itself and to others. It feels like a special year. It's been a difficult one, but I think it's brought out the best in our community. You might even call it the true spirit of aviation.
Definitely, which of course is another one of our campaigns that we ran over the summer. And
Yeah,
well done to the winners of that competition.
quite. That was a great campaign.
Yes. So, sum up 2020 for you and your team. How has it been?
It has been busy. It has been a year of adaptation. We basically we created a strategy at the beginning of the year in January, and 6 weeks later, it was looking like it was going to be pointless because we were getting all the news of COVID. 2 weeks after that, that was it. We knew we had to revisit everything, and the strategy became one not of fundraising as we would year in year out. It was one of survival. How do we make sure that airability is here in 12 months' time? Um, we're dependent on the flying season, and we're dependent on air shows for fundraising. We go out to events, we meet people at these events, and when we tell our story, they support us. We haven't been able to do that this year. So we had this massive loss of income to deal with. Our planes were grounded and our classrooms were shut. We just had to respond in a way that made sure their ability was here at the end of the year. And I think we're going to do that now. And it's been on the back of great effort, hard work, and real creative thinking from everybody at Aerobility, from volunteers through to staff, through to trustees, and through to donors. It has just been a year of response. What do we do next to get through the next month? How do we get through the next 6 months? How do we make sure we're here in 12 months' time for those who depend on us for their flying and access to aviation? That's been the job this year. I think we're there. And with a bit of help on the lottery and the aviators ball, we'll make sure we're here. So that's what this year's been like.
Excellent. Well, you've done a sterling job so far, and I'm sure you will going forward too. So, thank you very much, and thank you to everyone who has supported and fundraised. It really has been a team effort. And also, thank you very much for coming on the show.
It's been my pleasure, Harvey. Having had a first go at it, maybe I'll get a second one in a few months' time. But I'm delighted to be on the show, and good luck for all the rest of them.
Thank you, and it will be a pleasure to have you back.
Thanks, Harvey.
Well, no problem, my pleasure. Well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. And as you can tell, a lot going on, a lot of change. We're getting through it. But also a lot to look forward to. So on the 26th of November, invite your mates round, 5 of them, or perhaps more, if the guidelines change. But yeah, it really does support airability. Thank you very much for watching, Marcus. Thank you for being on. And we'll see you next time for more Aerobility TV.